Hey there guys, you found the Champ Dog, thanks for tuning in. So today we're going to be playing some Dimir Control. So you can take a look here at my current deck list. I'm not going to do a full deck check in this video because I'm not happy with this list yet. I've been playing around over the last week and a half, 2 weeks, on and off when I can with Dimir Control. And about 1.5 to 2 weeks ago when I started, I was a lot higher on this deck than I am now. I'm finding the mono-green food matchup really troubling with this deck, and unfortunately I seem to have that 2 out of 3 games. So I've just been losing a lot, and I'm still trying to tweak the deck. I've seen a lot of different versions going around online, some with Maze Mind Tone, some without. This is what I'm on at the moment. And I do enjoy the deck, I have fun, but as I said, I'm not having heaps of success with it right at the moment, so I'm gonna probably put this on pause for a few days and see how other people are responding to the meta, see if I can figure out something that I'm doing wrong or something that I need to include in the deck. But I wanted to show you the deck and show you some games anyway. So today I'm just going to show one game, which is a game that I lose against So it's a Dimir mirror, but my opponent's on a Dimir kicker deck, and I just actually really liked my opponent's deck. I thought it was really cool, so I wanted to show it to you, even though I didn't get the win. I hope you enjoy watching it. I hope you enjoy my opponent's deck as much as I did, as it was beating me in the face. I thought it was pretty cool. Obviously, you'll see I haven't really played optimally in the game that's coming up, and that's one of the things that's been plaguing me with this deck. I made a couple of silly mistakes. Some really dumb ones, like in a game that I played just before recording. I played Jwari Disruption to try and counter something because I thought my opponent was tapped out, but they had one land and I just didn't notice. Just little things like that, like timing issues or like playing an Ashiok at the wrong time. It's been a minute since I've played a genuine control deck like this, so just some of the sequencing is still getting to me. And I think maybe I'm a little too hasty to just try and kill everything on side, but it does seem to be what the deck is trying to do, like running this much removal. I'm probably going to cut the single drown in the lock here. I don't think it's particularly good. It often just does nothing. But anyway, wanted to show you my current deck list. Got Ugin at the top end. Ashiok is one of my finishers. I've also got a few copies of Shark Typhoon. I often cycle this, sometimes I hardcast it. Some changes that I made from the deck, because this was originally based on someone else's list, is introducing some Brazen Borrower. I think something like this is important in a deck like this at the moment, just because in these colors you have no way to deal with something like a resolved Great Henge, and sometimes it's going to sneak through. Like, it's easy to say, like, oh, you can just counter it. But sometimes the cards don't fall that way, and you've had to tap out on your own turn to remove something or do something on your counter something that your opponent's done, and then that comes down. You're tapped out, or you don't have the counter spell in hand. These things happen, so I think it's important to have some way to get it off the board. Ashiok does do that as well, with the -3, but sometimes that's just a bit rich to pay 5 for a Planeswalker. Just a -3, it bounce a Great Henge, and it dies the next turn, and they can replay the Henge because you've tapped out to play the Planeswalker. Doing it for 2 manas, pretty nice, and at least opens the potential that you can bounce it and then counter it on the way back down. And also in the sideboard, I've added some Skyclave Shades. I didn't originally have this in the deck, but there's just so little that you can do against rogues that I find that matchup, depending on my mind state, it can be, I can enjoy those games, but I just find it really grueling, and just a slow march towards an inevitable loss. Like, I've never managed to beat a rogues list with a list like this, other than once when I got really lucky. So Skyclave Shade in the sideboard hopefully helps shore up that a bit and allows you to play a similar game to them, where you can just play 1 or 2 cheap threats, in this case out of your graveyard. Skyclave Shade, it'll keep coming back as well. If they mill it, you can play it. So it's effectively like card advantage in that instance, but you can just play that same game of have a cheap, difficult to deal with threat, remove things on your opponent's side, counter stuff, And yeah, it just gives you a little more game in those matches. Other than that, it's a pretty standard Dimir list. I've thrown in an Erebus's Intervention to gain life where I need it or deal with graveyards where I don't. Uggin's great, but he's just really slow. I've never actually managed to cast him with this deck. The one game in the last few days with a deck like this, where I've been in a position where I could afford to cast it, it was a situation where it definitely would have been countered. So yeah, I've never actually played Ugin with this list, so I don't know how good he is. I like the idea of him as a safety valve, but without some kind of ramp to get there, it just seems a little impractical. But anyway, look, this is the deck. I do like the list. I think it needs some work. I think over the next week or two, we might see some of these lists getting a little more tuned and a little more converged. They seem to be a little all over the place at the moment. So hopefully the communal hive mind will zero in on something. Until then, I'll keep tinkering with it and playing some games, but unless they're particularly good, I won't be showing too many of them. I will have one other video with this deck coming up. But yeah, I'm not exactly recommending it to you guys. But anyway, let's jump in. Let's check out our opponent's cool Dimir kicker deck, which I'm probably going to build and have a play with, just because it looks like fun. Yeah, thanks for tuning in, guys. Take the play, of course. Oh, wow, this hand sucks. Oh, what do I do? I mean, I like having lands, obviously, but I could cycle this. Oh, it sucks. But I like to take risks. Keeps the content fresh and engaging, right? So I'm going to lead on this so I can clear to dust if a target is presented, because I really need to get some other cards. But it looks like I might just be waiting until turn 3 to cycle this as my first play. Okay, so this is either a mirror match or some kind of rogues. Interesting. And also problematic. I mean, I can extinction event it, obviously, but that's not great. Ugin, not really what I want to draw. I really need them to play something so they can't have a counter spell held up to stop me killing this shade. But such was not the case. Even. Please don't counter it. Interesting play. Definitely not a bad play, because it means they can bring it back this turn. If only I could have bought one more turn, I could have Cling to Dusted. Okay, so I think I want to do this now while they're have less mana at their disposal. So do I go for the Cling to Dust? I think I have to do this so I've at least got Twari Disruption held up, because I can't afford to have this brought back. Okay. So that's unfortunate, because I would have liked to have that available to cast, even though it's still a way off. But what do you do? Jace, Mirror Mage. Okay, I can't really disruption that, so... Okay, so this is... I was gonna say a mirror match, but it's really not. Like, this is a sort of strange, control-y, mid-rangey Dimir thing. I don't know what to do now. I've seen Skyclave shade, so control. You know, they're running a sideboard card in their main deck. It's still Dimir Control. Don't know what I'm on about. Do need to do something about this guy soon, though. Yep.
Another answer, another riddle.
Is it a kicker thing? Or have they just decided this is a good card? It's a kicker thing. Interesting. Yeah, Dimir kicker. Wow. That's cool. That's cool, I like it. Do I just hardcast this? They won't be running a main deck Feed the Swarm, surely. And I haven't seen a counterspell from them yet. Yeah, I'll go for it. Oh no, don't tell me they've drawn one now. They have not, okay, excellent. Oh, but they can Into the Royal it. That was silly. Oops. Just gave them a target for their Into the Royal and left myself tapped out. Okay. Oh, Brazen Borrower. Okay. I mean, it's okay. If I had gone for the token, they could have just bounced the token anyway. This is not the end of the world. Dimir kicker. Wow. Wow. Okay, I'm not going to try and cast this into this much open mana. That's just asking for trouble, really. Okay, so I could try to cycle this for a 1-1, and when they bounce it, cast this, but I'll only have no mana left. So yeah, I think I just take the 3 here. That's a little bit too much value. I'd like to stop it if I can. I cannot. Okay. A little bit unfortunate. What are they going to cast? You know what? I'm actually just going to do this. I'm obviously pretty far behind here. That's a cool deck. I like it. I like it a lot. Okay, so what do I want here? I probably want Mystical Disputes. I probably want Duress, and I probably want Negate. And Eliminate can kill Jace, can't it? What do I not need so much? I don't think Extinction Event is particularly valuable here. Probably cut a Heartless Act because I brought in the Eliminates. Shadow's Verdict has some use against the shades and whatnot. I mean, so does Extinction Event. Yeah, I don't mind Shadow's Verdict as a one-off, so I still need to make 2 cuts. Oh god. Oh dear. Oh lord. I have no idea what I'm doing. I might cut an Ashiok just because it's also vulnerable to Mystical Dispute. Seems okay. Obviously not great, but it's not terrible. At least I get some scries. Nothing Mystical Dispute, sure, why not? I mean, actually, I'm pretty happy to just play this for the moment. Yep, that's fine. Do not have a solution to that right now, but such is life. Just like the last game, cycle a Triumph on turn 3. Yeah, I really should have brought in the other Shadow's Verdict, I think. So I'm not doing anything here to leave myself the option of Murderous Rider into Cling to Dust at end of turn. I'll take the 3 here, see if they try to follow it up with something. As if they try to play a Jace here, I can dispute it. Beautiful. Worked out nicely. Then on my turn I can Cling to Dust. Just turn the volume down here a tiny bit. And I feel like I might as well play this out. I've still got Dispute held up. Obviously I can't duress, but you know, I'm not doing much else right now. Roost of Drakes. Okay, we're in a pretty decent position now. Fire off this duress. Oh, what have they got? A 1-mana black instant. Cling to Dust. Okay, that's unfortunate. I was 1 card shy of escaping it. I think I take the Roost because it's a little harder for me to answer than the Jace. game's frozen. Okay, we're back. So I am actually going to play this as a land at the moment. So I can play Kicked Jace, which is a little unfortunate, but I've got Shark Typhoon and Murderous Rider. So I'm not completely helpless here.
I can't resist a good riddle. What a refreshing thought. What kind of puzzles will I be solving today?
Jace has a really annoying voice. Scry 2 to the top, that's unfortunate. Yep.
Let's see what I can do with this.
Duress. There goes Ugin, that's fine, I couldn't cast him for a few turns anyway. Okay, well this is juicy. So I can play this, bounce the token, and then kill the...
There is little as exquisite.
Then kill the real one.
Recoil to the recess of your
Unfortunately they don't have a card there that I could make them discard or exile, but such is. Hey, another Jace.
Stay one step ahead of death. Skyclave's the roar. Aha! Just what I was looking for.
I wonder why they kept this in. I don't have artifacts. They were probably expecting Maze Mind Tome, but I don't know, seems weird. Okay, so they've killed that one off, they're just going for the pure card advantage at the moment. Duress, that's not very helpful right now.
The shadows awaken.
So would they rather save their Jace or attack my Ashiok, save their Jace? Yep, makes sense.
Undetected.
No point playing Duress.
Now here's an interesting idea.
Into the Royal, sure. Yep.
My kin are delightfully friendly.
Okay, nothing exciting going on there. I think I actually play this. I wouldn't mind having a bit more lands to play with. Means a bigger Shark Typhoon token when I get to that. Yeah. But they get into the Royal, okay. Get rid of another token. And draw a card. So I do need to find a solution to some of this. So they're going to get 3 for 2 on my Ashiok.
You lack inspiration. Oh, your fears given.
So I can still attack here because there's not really a path for them to kill my Ashiok right now unless they drew a removal spell. Wrist of Drakes is a problem. So I can get rid of this. Unfortunately, I am not in a very good position right now. Not at all.
Surrender every morsel of fear.
No, did not mean to attack there. Wish I had my Nighthawk scavengers now. This is a surprisingly good deck my opponent's playing.
Good thing I'm the illusion. Or am I?
I can get away with not blocking at the moment. I've got a pretty comfortable life total. Yeah, that ain't it. That ain't it. Yeah, that ain't it either. Get me out of here. Alright, and we are back. So, look, as I said, didn't get the win in this game. Didn't play the best either. Definitely didn't. But our opponent's deck was really cool. And I hope you guys all appreciate it as much as I did. Anyway, thanks for tuning in, guys. I'll have another video out for you all shortly. Until then, be good to yourselves, be good to each other, stay brilliant.